Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you are all well. I tell you what, I'm doing amazing. Why? Because I've noticed more and more people are tuning in and and they're figuring out, sorry, I had to let there be light. I needed to open up my blinds. It is like a dungeon in here. More and more people are tuning in and seeing what a hot mess I am and still listening. And I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Thank you so much, times infinity and beyond. And speaking of Buzz Lightyear, good segue on my part because I want to talk about Tim Allen. What has been on my mind? Tim Allen. Not in a perverted way, no. Although I do think Tim Allen is handsome. He's a handsome guy, and I just adore him. I think he is a guy's guy, and I love that he takes a hit and just keeps on coming. He gets right back up, and they have tried to cancel him, and he's like, no. I admire Tim Allen for the fact that man, you want to talk about diverse, you want to talk about inclusive, he makes fun of everybody. He doesn't care if you are disabled, fat, skinny, what your race is, what your religion is, what your political background is, what your gender is. He makes fun of everybody. And I love people that do that. I love people that are equal opportunity picker-oners. You know, it's okay to make fun of our stereotypes. It's okay to make fun of each other. It's not okay to pick on each other and be genuinely hurtful. There is a difference, and you do have to find that balance. And sometimes it's hard to know, when you've crossed the line, especially when the line right now is you're just not allowed to say anything. There is no line. You just period can't say anything. Unless, of course, you're talking about mutilating children, raping children, unaliving children, mutilating them, sex trafficking them, aborting them. You could talk about that. You can talk about how much you want to unalive Republicans and Trump supporters, how you want that you're glad that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. You can talk about all those things. And when Jimmy Kimmel was canceled for 5 seconds, everybody lost their minds. Oh my God. Oh, you're not allowed to have an opinion? You can't have an opinion? No one cares that you have an opinion, but when you're promoting and rejoicing and celebrating in the assassination of someone for their opinion, in public, in front of God and everybody, in front of his family, yeah, we have a problem with that. And the fact you don't have a problem with that is a problem. But Tim Allen was like, you know what? He got canceled. Ask Tim Allen and ask Roseanne Barr what it feels like to be canceled when they both had number one shows. And you know what their companies thought? They were like, you know what we should do when we have a top-rated show that's making us a ton of money with actors that everybody knows? You know what we should do? We should cancel them. We should totally cancel them so that we no longer have that income, so that we piss off all the people that watched those shows, because again, they were number one. So we should go against the people that are speaking very clearly. The people have spoken. The people have said, we like these shows, and that's why we watch them all the time. And that's why they're number one, because we like the content. We like what these people have to say. And then their companies are like, because I always forget if they're on NBC or ABC, it's all the same to me. They are all the same. They are all filled and riddled with misinformation. They have their heads so far up their own derrieres that they didn't even hear the American people speaking and saying, hey, we like these shows. But they canceled them. But I love Tim Allen because he is like, okay. And then he just comes back. So now he has a show called Shifting Gears. And I've been watching it, and it's pretty darn good. You should watch it, Shifting Gears. I will always support that man. Even if I hated his shows, which I've never once hated any of his shows. I've liked every one of them. What I like about him, again, is that he allows people with a different point of view, people with different opinions, be represented on his show. That's kind of what he's known for. He's known for picking on Democrats, but at the same time, giving them a fair opportunity, a fair shot to speak out, to be heard, which is more than I can say for most, not all, for a lot of Democrats. Instead, we're being told that you'll shoot us. So many videos. I'm seeing so many videos and watching and hearing so many news media outlets allowing the rhetoric, promoting the rhetoric, being part of the rhetoric of bullying and harassing and threatening anyone that doesn't believe in their opinions. And then I watched this Tucker Carlson, which Tucker Carlson to me has got a little extreme, but I'm still going to watch him. I'm still going to watch CNN. I'm going to watch all outlets so that I can get all points of view because it's important. That's why it drives me crazy when people accuse me of, oh, go listen to some more Tucker Carlson. I rarely listen to Tucker anymore because I feel he's gotten a little too extreme for me. I don't listen to Candace Owens anymore. She's too angry. People are like, oh, she's always been angry. And I'm like, I feel like she used to be really passionate. I feel Candace used to be passionate, and now I feel she's angry. Same with Tucker. I feel like, and it's okay to be angry. There's nothing wrong with being angry. I'm angry as well, but it's just rubbing me the wrong way. I'm not invalidating things they're saying. I'm not saying that anything they're saying is true or false. I just listen to all people because, again, how can you form an opinion? How can you form an opinion and how can you be educated if you're not listening to all points of view, or at least more than your own, at least one other perspective? You're not educated if you're not getting at least one other point of view other than your own. So anyways, I was watching this show and I just appreciate so much that Tim Allen is one who has always made fun of everybody, doesn't matter who you are, and has always allowed people from all walks of life represent themselves. And that is something that I'm not seeing liberals do. They're not welcoming people when they come to their rallies. If Mega goes to their rallies and is not disrupting and is just genuinely trying to ask questions and not rile people up, they're met with death threats and assaults. Sorry, I'm sweeping while I am talking because, that's what you do on a podcast, right? You do it from your phone inside your apartment when you can hear a clock in the background, and you sweep. That's a professional podcast right there, folks. Sorry, I've squished in a lot of things to do today. I'm trying to multitask, and I will stop that. I'm also really procrastinating because I'm not used to, oh, there's a train. Holy shnikes, that's loud. I'm procrastinating because I need to go to the laundromat because I have some comforters that are way too big to put in my washer and dryer. I know, first world problems, right? I have a washer and dryer, but again, I'm not going to make apologies for things I have because I pay for them, and people should not make apologies for the things they have if they got them, of course, legally, and they didn't hurt anybody, Don't apologize for being a hard worker. Don't apologize if you inherited your money. It means you had to lose somebody, and losing someone isn't cool. I hate it when people are like, oh, it must be nice to inherit your money. Well, actually, that means that person lost a loved one, and that's probably not cool for them. I'm pretty sure that they would rather have their loved one. It's just frustrating. And again, that person that was like, money is the root of all evil. And in the same breath, they're telling me that they are upper middle class and they own their own home. And I'm like, okay, so if money is the root of all evil, why do you have it? Shouldn't you give it all away? Why do you own a home? Why are you paying your bills? Why aren't you giving your money away? But actually, if money is the root of all evil, you shouldn't give it away because you don't want to have other people be involved in evil. You don't want other people to have evil surrounding them. I hate when people say that money is not the root of all evil. It's how you choose to, it's what you choose to do with it. You know, if you choose to do bad things with it, then it's evil. Otherwise, money isn't the root of all evil. It's how people spend it, you know? And people don't need your permission on how to spend their money, unless, of course, it's taxpayers' money, in which case somehow, this is what's confusing. So taxpayers are supposed to vote on what our money goes to, and yet it never, ever goes to what we vote on it going to. Meanwhile, you can take away someone's home after they've paid all of their taxes and all of their mortgage. They've been paying their taxes and they've paid their mortgage and their house is totally bought off. And yet the government, if they want the land that you are on, they can come in and bully you and harass you and be like, give it, sell it, sell it, sell it. And you're like, no, this is my family's home. I worked hard for this. I've put in my blood, sweat, and tears. And I've paid taxes to you motherfuckers. I paid the taxes to you guys. I'm still paying taxes. But no, this is our family home. Memories. You can't buy memories. And they're like, no, get the fuck out. We want it. And you're like, no, seriously, I'm not getting out. This is, you know. And then they bully you and harass you and make you give up your home. Or in the situation like my mom, again, her home totally paid for, bought and paid for. But in order for her to get health care, in order for her to be taken care of, she had to sell that home. She had to sell the home to be able to afford care because she made $300 too much to be able to have the state come in and care for her in her own home. $300. And I know you have to draw the line. I get you have to draw the line at some point. At some point you have to, say, okay, I can't, we have to make some rules here. But that $300, unfortunately, she couldn't afford to pay it out of her pocket. And then the state was like, well, you make too much. I, unfortunately, had to work, and the state wouldn't pay me. I tried to see if maybe, because I have to work. Of course, I'm not saying that I need to be paid to take care of my mother. Of course not. I'm just saying, though, I can't be there full time and not work. I have to have money. So I tried to see if the state would pay me to do it, but again, my mom made too much. So she had to move to an assisted living facility, and in order for the government to pay any of it, they say, well, what do you have that's worth something? And they're like, oh, we see you have a house. So we're going to make you sell that house. We're going to make you sell your home, your family's home. It doesn't get to stay in the family, even though you bought it, even though you've been paying taxes on it, even though you've been paying taxes into Social Security and Medicaid and all that, you've been paying into it. We're going to cut it off. We're going to pay for once the amount that your home sells for, we're going to put that toward your care. And then once that's gone, then the state will take over. That's how it works. Please don't argue with me on that because I just went through it. I went through it with my grandparents and I went through it with my mom. And so my grandparents had to give up their family home, although my great aunt there was a lien on it because, again, the government went after it to pay for my grandfather's care. A veteran and all, and it's just infuriating. But Liberals are okay with all of this because they were like, hey, not only should you do all of this, but also let the elderly die alone. Let them die alone. Don't allow them to feel secure. Let them die alone. Take away all of their activities. Take away their family. And see how their quality of life is. Let's take away their homes and their families and their activities. Let's take away any sense of independence and rights. Rights that they fought for. It's just infuriating. It's infuriating to me that people are still out there protesting gays for Palestine. You cannot tell me that you haven't looked up one video when someone said to you, and I know someone has said to you, if you are gay in Palestine, you will be killed. You'll be unalived. God, I hate that word. I don't understand why we can't say Killed. Why? Why is unalived better? When did we become this society where every single person is hurt, but no one gives a shit if a Republican is hurt? They promote us being hurt. No one cares about our opinions. We're not out there trying to hurt anybody. But it is okay to riot and destroy and burn and bully and assassinate and abort and mutilate. It is okay to censor and take away your livelihood. It is okay to make someone get jabbed and make them inject themselves with poison that hasn't even been around long enough, that is now causing all kinds of issues. It is okay to make someone sterile. It is okay to take away parental rights, take away children that were in good homes because a parent questions, because that's a minor. The whole point of why we say minor, the entire point of a minor, it means they cannot make decisions on their own. They should not make decisions on their own. They're not old enough, developed enough. They are not developed enough. They are not developed enough to make these kinds of decisions on their own. And parents now are being called crazy and having their children taken away. But Republicans are the weirdos. And Democrats still to this day stand out there with a straight face, not a straight face actually, with a very angry, screaming face. Screaming at the top of their lungs on how much they take joy in the assassination attempts on Trump and the carried out assassination on Charlie Kirk, and how all Republicans and Trump supporters should be assassinated and our lives should end and our careers should be taken away and we shouldn't be able to feed our children, all while claiming that we are the most non-judgmental, accepting, kind people in the world. But no one else is allowed to have any other opinion at all. No one can have an opinion unless it's yours. You somehow speak on behalf of Black people that are telling you that they don't agree with you, and now suddenly those Black people are racist because they don't agree with you. It is insanity, and you still to this day wake up and go, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be an unhinged, unruly, uneducated piece of garbage today. And I'm going to be like a bull in a china shop and make damn sure that every single human on the earth caters to me, bows to me, gives me everything I demand. I'm not going to ask politely. I'm not going to treat people with respect. I am not going to care about anybody else's beliefs that have been around longer than mine, their opinions, because maybe they're older than me and maybe they have fought for things. And I'm not even old enough, but I don't care to form an opinion. I don't care about anybody else's opinion but mine. I'm going to go out and force the whole entire universe to pay attention to me. And if they don't pay attention to me and they don't cater to me and they don't bow to me, I'm going to set shit on fire. I'm going to destroy their livelihood because they didn't look at me the way I felt I needed to be looked at. And I'm going to condone October 7th, a bunch of beheading of babies. And I'm going to go out and promote gays for Palestine, knowing that I would absolutely be thrown off of a building in Palestine if I were gay. And then I'm going to call everybody else crazy because they won't take me seriously, because they won't listen to me. Why won't people listen to me when I'm being violent, when I'm threatening, when I'm destroying? Listen to me, damn it. Listen to me. This is what the left is doing right now, and not understanding why some people might have a problem with this. And they're going to wake up today and still have a problem with me. And they're going to wake up and still have a problem with women who have been abused by men sexually or physically or mentally. And how maybe, even if we haven't been abused by a man, we don't want a man in our bathrooms. We have worked very hard. This is not progress. This is regression. Regression, not progression. Women have worked hard to be able to vote and drive and work and have our own sports and have our own have a bathroom that's for us, because we're very, very vulnerable in a bathroom and a locker room. And now other people are hating on those that stand up for women's safety. Somehow women's safety now is a political thing, and liberals will try to cancel you. They will try to cancel you while screaming, I love women. I stand for women, even though I'm going to call you a cis woman, even though I'm going to allow a man to beat on you. And we stand for Muslims who rape and beat and unalive their wives, who don't let their wives do anything. But we're going to say we're pro-women, but we don't want women to talk or speak. Oh my God, it's so frustrating. So if you woke up today and you were like, yeah, all of that sounds real good. What's the problem? You are the problem. And I love people like Tim Allen. I love people like Tim Allen. They're like, go fuck yourself. I'm going to say what I feel like saying. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not being disrespectful. Other people don't seem to have a problem with what I'm saying. Other people find what I'm saying perfectly fine, to the point that all of my shows are number one and everything I touch turns to gold. And somehow Disney, and again, I never know if it's ABC or NBC, they're all garbage, so it doesn't matter. Somehow they didn't feel that Tim Allen making them money and Roseanne making them money was worth it. They didn't feel that we, the people, were important. They didn't want to listen to us. They didn't care about us. They didn't care about our opinions. They care about the minority. Now, you racist people, when I said minority, thought of black people or Hispanic people. Racist. That's racism right there. And I will guarantee you that is what all the liberals just did. Anyway. Well, in this podcast, I, like Tim Allen, make fun of everybody because we're all idiots. I'm an idiot. I have said some ignorant shit. The difference is I've learned. I grow. I try not to say the same ignorant stuff. Now, you may not like the things that I say. You may not agree with the things I say, but it doesn't mean that I'm ignorant. Anyway, you know what's not ignorant? Listening to my podcast. I mean, I hope it doesn't just make you dumber at the end of it, but if anything, I'm hoping it makes you see a different perspective, or maybe you've already agreed with what I was saying. I'm not trying to change anybody's minds. It's not my thing. You all have your own brains. You can think what you want. Just don't be an asshole about it, right? Don't hurt people. Don't promote the unaliving of humans because your feelings are hurt. Why would you wake up every day and think that that's acceptable enough to continue it? Again, definition of insanity, doing things over and over, expecting same results. Come on. Anyways, I'm going to get my church on today. That is what I'm going to do. And, like I said, I always ask questions. I have always been like, hey, God, I don't know if there's a God or many gods or what exactly God means, but I talked to someone, and again, I've grown up in churches, and I thought, we're going to gather at a friend's house and do some worship and eat some food. And then I'm going to hang out with my dogs and do some laundry. And then the rest of the day, I'm probably going to just chill, to be honest. I'm going to get used to this chilling thing. Well, not get used to this chilling as in be lazy. I'm not going to be lazy. I can't do that. But I'm going to chill for the rest of the day. So whatever you are doing today, I hope it's thinking, wow, when is Courtney coming out with another podcast? Because I can't wait. Well, no fear. I have like 200 and some odd episodes now. So you can feel free to binge listen to my podcast. Doesn't that sound exciting? Huh? Yeah? All right. You could also go around telling everybody else, hey, this chick, she says some stuff and sometimes it's worthwhile. Check it out. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I wish you all an amazing day, a blessed day. If you aren't religious, I hope you just have a fantastic day. And thank you for listening. Until next time.